Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, lotters. So, as I was saying in my previous video, I'm going to do my cut of Salem's Lot as a reaction video with my oldest Tom, who does my models. So he hasn't seen it since he was 12 or 13 years of age. He's now 34. So it's been a long time since he's seen it. He actually said to me the other night he couldn't remember it all properly, so that's a good enough reason to re-watch Salem's Lot. So it's going to be in 3 parts. It's my cut, so it's going to run a lot quicker. I'm hoping it'll get through all the copyrights as I'm doing it in a VR big screen. So, and then we'll have a little chat after about the section. So each section is going to be about 35 minutes long. So, without further ado, let's get into Salem's Lot then, Tom.
Okay.
So, it's my cut.
Mr. Crockett? Yes. My name is Mears, Ben Mears. Looking for a place to rent.
Can't think of any.
How about that house on the hill?
Which house?
The one as you're coming to town.
The Marston house. It's sold. Can't think of anything, not offhand. Might try Eva Miller's boarding house.
James Mason.
You a writer?
Yes.
What do you write?
Books?
Have I read any?
You read any books?
Your books.
I don't know. How do I get breakfast?
Oh, the kitchen's open to one and all. Just keep your things stored separate. Do you work at night? Well, you can't work too late because you'd be
I won't.
Well, I hope you like
I'm sure I will. That's no way to leave a book. In a book like that, you're gonna break the binding. People ought to respect a book, even if it isn't especially well written. Wait, what's your name?
Susan Norton. I teach art at Holly Elementary. My father's a doctor in town. You know, the reason that I actually took your book out of the library is because I read your other one.
Title?
I don't remember.
Awkward.
Going to have some dinner? No, you got a boyfriend.
Well, not exactly.
Good evening.
He's terrified of the place, isn't
But then again, wouldn't you be?
he? He wanted to be a bloody pirate when he was a kid.
What do you doing in here?
Nothing, Eve, nothing.
What's that?
Just a piece of paper, Eve. Nothing on, just paper. Got a lot of scribbling here, too. About a boy.
A boy in a house. The house was a monument to evil, sitting there all these years, holding the essence of evil in its smoldering bones.
The Marston house?
I don't know, he stopped in the middle of a sentence. Sitting there all these years, holding the essence of evil.
Thank you very much for the dinner.
Good to meet you,
Enjoyed it.
Pierce.
Yes. Now, I'll get your copy of that book. Sorry about the peas. She's done good.
Bye, Dad.
What's he say? Sorry about the peas.
Something like that, weren't it?
I'll have to have a look in the script.
I liked you.
Well, your father, maybe.
How long since your wife died?
2 years.
Is that what you're writing about?
No, I'm writing about a house.
The house?
The Marston house.
The Marston house. I see. No, I don't see.
Where do you want to go?
Let's go to the lake. Are you uncomfortable with me?
Why should I be?
No, I just have a habit of asking questions.
Well, I have a habit of evading them.
Perfect match. How long will you be staying?
Oh, we'll see how the book comes.
You a slow rider?
I'm medium.
Hope it's a long book.
She was Bruce Willis's wife in Die Hard. Can you remember Die Hard?
No, that's another film I haven't watched in ages.
His lighting's going to shit.
That's very good of you to come over, Mr. Crockett. I need your help again. I'd like you to have your truck at the Portland docks tonight. 7 o'clock, sharp, at the Custom House Wharf. All arrangements have been made.
7 o'clock, Custom House.
2 movers will be sufficient, I think.
2 men.
I have a very valuable sideboard, a Hepplewhite, that has to be picked up. It's to be taken to the house. You understand?
Sideboard taken to house.
And there's just one other thing. You will procure 4 stout padlocks.
4?
4. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Crockett. I'm extremely pleased that I can always call on you.
That you can.
For any request for a sideboard.
And Mr. Barlow?
Oh, I've told you,
Hello.
you should be meeting him soon, very soon, Mr. Crockett, and I'm sure that he'll find it a pleasure.
He's well on edge, isn't he? Think it's the point of no return.
Yeah.
1776. The winds of revolt swept through the township of Jerusalem's Lot, soon to be known as Salem's Lot. Down with the British! Hooray for freedom! Men took out their long rifles, kissed their wives and children goodbye, and marched off to join George Washington.
Where is Daddy? Won't he ever come home?
Yes, Salem's Lot had its share of heroes, living and dead. But they had fought for the greatest treasure of all, liberty. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies,
Mr. Burke. The kid's still running the pageant.
What?
The kid's
Still running the school pageant?
With a little editorial help from me.
Very little, as I remember. My name is Ben Mears. You probably don't remember me.
Oh, of course I do. I've read your books.
But I wouldn't have written them if it hadn't been for you.
Well, you just said a very large thing. I'd like you to explain it to me. Can we talk about it tonight?
Oh, gee. What did you say was in this?
A sideboard.
Yeah. Sideboard. You know, it's funny. This crate feels very cold.
Well, it's been sitting out here.
I don't like it. I mean, it's really strange. It feels cold.
Well, why don't you pry it? You want to pry it open?
You want to pry it open?
Let's move it out, fellas.
All right, we're going. Oh, well, wait a minute, $50.
It's cold in here.
Yeah. Sure is. It shouldn't be. It's a warm night. Turn down the heater.
We should open the thing up.
We can't do that.
Something's wrong. It's getting cold in here.
Let's just get it delivered.
I want to open it.
Come on. And just let it drive, will you?
I don't think I'd be wanting to open it.
No.
I'd be wanting to dump it.
1951.
Ain't worth the
The
50
fire
bucks, is
started
it?
in the old mill.
No.
1951. A fire started in the old mill. It spread rapidly on both sides of Griffin Road and burned toward the Marston house on Pabsquitty Hill.
Mark? Whatever are you doing?
Rehearsing for the pageant.
Well, keep it down. Your father's trying to figure his quarterly taxes.
All right. Oh, Mother, Danny and Ralphie Glick are coming over after they finish their homework. We're going to rehearse.
Have you finished your homework?
Oh, yes, a long time ago.
All right. Just as long as you and the Glick boys don't disturb your father.
He's a good boy, that Mark.
The Marston house on
Done his own
Pabsquitty
work.
Hill.
Yeah.
The wind turned the fire back toward town.
Bright boy Mark Petrie wrote most of the pageant this year, just as you did. Both talented.
Another writer.
Very possibly. I'd certainly be proud if I'd helped develop two authors. Make a lifetime of teaching worthwhile.
Well, you got me started.
You had the gift. I wanted the opportunity to continue, but you moved away. Let's see, you were...
11.
Tell me, why the Marston house? I remember that figured in your pageant, too.
Maybe because my aunt worked there. I went up there once. On a dare. You know how kids are. I was sweating scared. I sneaked around. Got into the house.
What did you see?
I'm not sure what I saw. I think I saw Hubie Marston hanging by his neck. His face green, his eyes puffed shut. His hands livid. It was ghastly. And then he opened his eyes. He looked at me. He looked at me. And I took off. And I ran as fast as I could. I've never forgotten that. was something. A feeling of... Jason, do you believe a thing can be inherently evil?
I've seen trees that look like tortured spirits.
A house. The Marston House, for instance. Can it be evil in its stone foundations, in its wooden beams, in the glass of its windows, in the plaster of its ceilings? Evil. The man who built that house.
Yeah, Joshua Vaughn.
Killed his wife and a servant. And hanged himself in his bedroom closet. Huey Marston's sister and wife died mysteriously. Rumors of poison, never proved. And then he came here. And the young boys in the area started to disappear. And now we have a Mr. Straker.
And a Mr. Barlow.
Whom no one has ever seen.
And you think?
I think that an evil house attracts evil men.
It is moving.
They're all on edge in some way, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, aren't they? So it's the tension it builds. This is what I don't think the remake is going to have.
Girl?
No.
The tension in this as it builds up.
We don't have anybody like that in our school.
It's just got that negative feel of the town, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What is a ghoul?
Ghoul is a evil demon who he preys on corpses, feeds on human beings, robs graves, things like that.
Why are you so hung up on this stuff?
I don't know, I just am. It's weird. Let's try this again.
Danny, Ralphie, your mom called. Wants you home.
Okay, Miss Petrie.
Well, look. The road, nothing.
The exit was right on the edge, wasn't it? And now it's at the other end.
Yeah.
Look how far it's moved.
Freezing.
This scene always gets me because you do see Danny jump down onto the floor and roll under the bush.
No, is this that thing that you had running with?
Yeah, I don't know if it was meant to be or not. It just looks like he tries to get out of view.
Right.
I never heard one before.
You have a look.
Sure you have. Hundreds of times. Millions.
As he crosses over the
We shouldn't
little...
have gone through the woods.
It's a shortcut. Look, you can even see the lights of Jordan Avenue. See them?
No?
Hey, I'm going.
Yeah.
Wait! Danny, wait!
Hey, I want to know.
Come on. Come on.
I want to pry it open.
You can't. He'll hear.
Who?
Him. Straker.
Well, I want to do it anyway. I'll get something from the truck.
Curiosity got the better of him.
Listen. You hear that? Somebody's up there. There's somebody up there.
Rats, probably. You heard rats.
With someone. Let's split.
The padlocks. We forgot the padlock.
Throw them down there. Here, the keys. Throw them down, too. Close the doors.
Oh, you did? Well, then they should have been here half an hour ago. Ask Mark if the boy said anything to him. You know how kids are.
Henry!
Danny, what happened? What happened, son?
Where's Ralphie?
Ralph.
Where's your brother?
No.
Get Dr. Lord.
Coffin in it weren't in there, was it?
No.
Well, you'd see his coffin. He's shattered out of that box, so he can't have been in the coffin. He must have been loose.
Mm.
Well, it was handled with care.
Yeah.
It would have rattled his brain. Yes, he looks proud of himself.
Mm.
It's late.
Where are you going?
To the hospital. Danny Glick has collapsed.
What? Ralphie Glick, Danny?
How is he?
Danny's never had an attack of asthma, has he?
No.
His file's with Dr. Goldring.
All right. I'll get the file from Goldring, but for now, any history of rheumatic fever?
Danny? No.
Well, you seen my dog?
No, I ain't seen him.
Faithful.
so motionless, isn't he?
Yeah.
His face, so he's got no emotions. The eyes just look dead and that.
Okay.
So what's your verdict on it then so far, Tom? I know I've noticed one thing, as I said, this is my shortened cut, and the one thing what just niggled me a little bit with my cut was I've missed out, obviously, Larry Crockett when he was found dead. So with the conversation, and it said Larry Crockett, Danny Glick, Ralphie Glick, all in one night. It makes you think, if you've never seen it, my cut would be like, well, what happened to Larry Crockett? Never seen nothing. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you've seen Danny and Ralphie. I don't think it makes that much difference anyway, because you just Danny's mum just keep talking about Danny. She never mentions Ralphie. Poor little sod. It's all Danny this, Danny that. No, where's Ralphie? The kid's gone missing. You don't even worry about him, do you? It's all Danny. Where are you, Danny? So, back to the plot after the rant. So, we're going to do it in 3 parts. So that's part 1 of my shortened cut. So, and then we'll do part 2 next. So, what did you think? Can you remember it? Is it all flooding back to you as you're watching it, or not?
No, it all feels brand new. I don't recall anything other than like the key memorable scenes, the ones that everyone knows that's heard of the film, basically.
I don't know if it's because the way I've like chopped it about, but totally agree with what you were saying. Is everything is just so on edge. Everybody is. You can just feel that tension in the movie.
Yeah, you can just feel the aura.
It's building. Yeah, it's building and building, and it's very dark, and it's definitely, you don't get that feeling in the 2004. And it'd be quite interesting to find out if you get in this edge in the new one what's coming out. But absolutely right with this one. It's definitely, the tension in it is so building. So that's part 1. So hopefully people like it. Hopefully we get through the copyrights with it. That is the main thing, and they don't want me to chop it to absolute shreds. And we'll take it from there and do the next part. So it's going to be in 3 parts. So Lotters, hope you enjoy. Again, give it a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, because I'm trying all different things with the Salems lot content to see what people want to see. So it's a bit of a mix of what I'm doing and what works and what don't work. So yeah, that's the end.